This is pre-algebra on November 7th. Just going to review what we were doing last week. The goal is for you to get fast at these, and I'm just going to do a couple of examples. You've got 3 pages of them. What I'd like you to do is time yourself as you go through these. That's going to be essential, and record that time. Okay, that's going to be part of it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and set my clock down here and reset it so you can kind of see my timing on these. Start with again, got a problem. What do? The goal is that you just do these mechanically. Call it mechanically, meaning you can train a computer to do this. And that's actually, remember doing that when I was first learning how to computer code, was how to train a computer to do this kind of stuff. Let's see if I can get this without that light in the way. Maybe not. So we'll leave the light. Anyway, so I would say, okay, first do this, then do this, and basically would write the computer code to figure these kinds of problems out. And it's very, very mechanical, very much something that a human being doesn't need to do. Again, why are we doing this if you don't need to do it? The answer is that ultimately your goal is not to do these problems. In the same way that we have a calculator to do things. Or if you're, let's say, in a wood shop environment, your goal is not to learn how to hammer. Your goal is to be able to build a house, and hammering is just one of the skills. So what we're doing here is we are learning the skills so that we can hammer later on, and so that we can think a certain way. Okay, so here we go. Starting with this first problem. Now let's do the second problem. Okay, first step is always going to be, can I simplify either side? Well, 9x and an 8, those are different, can't combine those. It's a hat man and that's a toaster head. They're different, I can't add hat man and toaster heads, so I have to leave them, they are separate. Here, I have a hat man and a hat man. In other words, negative 9x and a 4x. Well, if I put those together, I have a negative 5x. So I'm just going to write that as negative 5x. Okay, so now I have a 9x plus 8 equals 5x. So my goal is to end up with 5x is on the right side. I don't want anything on the right side. I ultimately want x equals something on the left. So to remove that 5x, I'm going to subtract 5x from it. If I do that, that will become 0. And if I do it on the left, I have to do it on the right. So this becomes 9x minus 5x is 4x. And I have a number on the left side. I remember my goal is to have just one x on the left. I have a number on the left, that's an 8. So I'm going to get rid of it by subtracting 8. But if I subtract 8 from that side, I've got to subtract 8 from this side. So I end up with 4x on the left and equals negative 8 on the right. Now, I want 1x, so how can I turn that 4 into a 1? The answer is divide it by itself. If I divide the left thing, I've got to divide the right thing. So 4x over 4x becomes 1, or x, and negative 8 over 4 is negative 2. Okay, 8 fourths is 2, negative just stays there. Okay, that's how we do those. Same steps every single time. There's 4 of those. I'll do one more of these, and I'll time it. This is what I'd like you to do on every problem. So I'm going to pick number 4 here as a deal. So here we go. Ready, set, go. All right, I have 9x plus 4. Those are separate. I can't combine them. I have negative 1 minus 2x. That's fine. I want x on the left. That's my goal, so I go ahead and put that down at the bottom. I'm going to add 2x to this side because I don't want any x's on the right side of the equal sign when I'm done. So if I add 2x to that side, it goes away. But if I do that to this side, I have to do it to the left side. So I end up with 11x on this side because those added together equals 11. I also don't want any numbers on this side. I just want an x. So I have a 4. To get rid of it, I subtract 4. I subtract 4 from this side, and those go away. So I end up with 11x on the other, and a negative 1 and a negative 4. A negative 1 plus a negative 4 is a negative 5. Okay, so now I have 11x equals negative 5. I want 1x. To turn that 11 into a 1, I just divide by 11 and divide by 11. And so my answer is going to be 1x equals negative 5/11. The end. Stop. Okay, that was me talking it through really, really, really slowly, actually. Now, you can do some of these things in your head, see how fast you can do them, and time them. So what I would do there is I'm going to write 113 and circle it. So on each one of these, I want you to time yourself and see how you do. All right, take care. That's your homework. Complete these 3 sheets. More practice, get better. Talk to you next week.